Hello, I'm Mike McCulloch. So today I'd like to talk to you about superluminal galactic jets, which is a typically controversial subject, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So these are very interesting phenomenon that were first mentioned by forecasts in 1986, but it was really looked at in more detail, and specifically to one case by Biretta et al. In 1999, and they looked at M87, which is an elliptical galaxy, using the Hubble Space Telescope data, and they showed it had an axial jet which had about 12 knots along the jet. So this galaxy is viewing material along its spin axis, and there were 12 knots that they could see moving out from the core. And so they tracked these knots over a period of about 4 years, and in doing so they found out that they accelerated from the center, and at a certain point along the jets they were traveling at what seemed like 6 times the speed of light. Now, before we get too excited, we have to recall that there's a paper by Rees in 1966 which showed that a speed can appear to be super relativistic, or faster than the speed of light, if it's pointing, if the jet is pointing towards us, and then there's a kind of perspective effect. So the formula for this that Rees proposed is shown here. So V apparent, the apparent speed, is equal to the actual speed times sine theta divided by 1 minus cosine theta. And you can probably see that if theta is very small, what tends to happen is that cosine theta gets towards 1, so you get 1 minus 1 on the bottom, so you get just be close to 0, so it boosts the apparent speed. So in relativity, jets that are pointing towards us can appear to be moving faster than light. So is this the case for M87 and the Biretta data? Well, possibly not, because when they first looked at the jets, Biretta et al. Thought that the angle that the jet made to us was about 64 degrees, so it was mostly pointing away or to the side, not directly towards us. In order to explain the 6 times the speed of light speeds that they saw and get them down below relativistic speeds, they had to propose that the jet was only 19 degrees away, pointing away from us, which is a very big difference. And they say in the paper that this is rather problematic given the shape of some of the knots in the jet. So it's possible that this is an example of faster than light movement. So of course this is impossible in relativity, at least the original version, but as I've spoken about before in some of my other videos, I proposed a slight modification to special relativity using information that may allow faster than light travel, and I'm working on that at the moment. There's also an earlier paper by Forecast in 1986, where they look at far more galaxies and show that quite a lot of them appear to have faster than light speeds. So that might be worth looking at. So, okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this short. I do discuss some of this in my first book, Physics from the Edge. And for more discussions like this, please do join my Patreon channel. Subscribe to it if you can, and that would mean a lot. It would help a lot. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Okay, bye.